your base art belong to us.
You're listening to Gamers Digest, a podcast where your hosts put the controllers down just long enough to talk about gaming news, rumors, and anything else they can think of. Here are your hosts, Spider-One and Mr. Factastic.
Welcome to the year-end finale of Gamers Digest.
Welcome.
Our first, I don't want to say whole year, but our first year of doing the podcast. Obviously, this will be the last show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of precursing it, but this will be our last show of the year.
It could be our last show, period.
No, probably not.
No, the end of the world.
Oh,
on
that's
Friday.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
2012.
I guess if the world keeps going, we'll keep going. We owe it to the world.
Yeah, we do. We gotta get the gaming news and stuff out.
Right. We are a fan podcast. We talk about what's up in the gaming community, news, reviews, discussion topics, pretty much whatever we feel like running our mouth about this week. It is the year-end finale, so we will do Game of the Year. It's what everybody waits for.
Yeah, what everybody waits for. So are we gonna do an overall or a personal or? Because we're kind of winging it. So
yeah. I mean, we listed what we thought would be good. We can do a personal Game of the Year.
Okay.
And then we can just do overall impressions.
Yeah, because it's so hard to. Well, I mean, I have a choice for what I would choose to be Game of the Year.
Right.
But they're just so. This was a pretty good year for gaming.
It was.
Yeah, it was a pretty good year.
But last year was pretty good too.
I don't remember last year.
Skyrim, Uncharted 3, Zelda. There was a lot of games.
See, you know what? I didn't participate too much in last year's gaming.
No.
Yeah, that's why.
You're still catching up.
Yeah, I'm still catching up. You know.
It was a rough year for you. Last
It
year.
was.
Yeah,
it was.
So.
Yeah.
But now you're talking about video games as a hobby again.
I know.
So
that's really awesome. I'm also writing a lot about video games.
You. Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a writer.
I know some places.
Yeah, I'm a writer. I'm a writer for this website called clickclack.com. I have a coworker that's he's been doing a lot of movie reviews and stuff. He gets like free movies from like Warner Brothers and stuff. Like he gets all the Blu-rays before they even come out, and he has to do the reviews for them. He gets advanced screening the movies. You know, he's giving me some tickets when he has like extra or he's not going to go to a certain screening or something like that. And, you know, he gives me all the free passes. But for years, I had been petitioning, like, you should add a section on your site or about games. It's not his site, but he's like one of the lead editors.
Right.
It's like there should be a section on your site about games. And, you know, he's like, no, we're really just trying to stick to what we're doing now, television, film, music, that kind of thing. I'm like, games. Finally, yeah.
Legitimizing.
Yeah, so he finally said, hey, you know, we can get you on as a guest writer. And I submitted an article. My first article was Walking Dead Game of the Year material, and the main editor liked it so much they gave me a author position right on the spot.
Nice.
And like just today, I just did another article. It's like a preview for Tomb Raider.
Right.
And I mean, it looks cool. It gets cooler and cooler every day.
Right.
So yeah, I saw some really cool gameplay today. So Tomb Raider, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's cool.
So I should put some. Maybe when I do an article, I will link to it on the website.
Right.
So you can go check it out and read it or something.
So they're paying you what, $500-$600 an article?
They're paying me $0 and no cents. Yeah.
I'm glad to see that we are on the same page scale.
Yeah. 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 So
I'll tell you what. Well, Gamers Digest will keep you on. We'll take what you're paying now, and we'll double it for you.
Awesome.
After taxes.
After taxes. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I can live with that.
Okay, good. It's basically like a pizza a week.
Oh, awesome. I love that. Pepperoni, bacon. Yeah.
Nice. All right, well, you wrote about games, but what did you play this week?
This week I only played Tomb Raider Underworld. You know, I'm working on my Let's Play series. I finished Tomb Raider Legend, and now I'm slowly making my way through Underworld. I'm not as familiar with it as it was with Legend. Like Legend,
Right.
you saw me. I beat it in like 3 hours.
Right.
Underworld not as short, and I mean I had some fun with that, and that's what I'll be reviewing today.
Okay. And that's your current Let's Play.
Yeah,
up on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, right now my Let's Play that's coming up is for Legend, and Underworld. I'll probably start rolling them out maybe next week sometime.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've still got XCOM, of course.
Yeah, XCOM's still running strong. It's finished. My update schedule for it, like, if I'm finished with the game, I'll update them on my Monday through Saturday.
Yeah.
If I'm finished with it, I'll just keep pumping them out.
Right.
But Sundays are my day off from uploading. I can like rest a little bit, maybe work on some graphics or Photoshop or something like that.
Our sweet new YouTube graphics.
Yeah, sweet new YouTube graphics. Maybe I'll get on YouTube, surf a little bit, post comments on people's pages, so we can start getting some. We got 1 subscriber yesterday.
I saw that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was somebody who
Thank
was
you, that 1 subscriber.
Yeah, thanks, whoever you are out there.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends about us.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We got Terraria coming out tonight.
Cool.
We still got some episodes of that. Terraria we can never finish, so we'll pretty much the way I figure it is we'll play what we have and then we'll just record as we're getting close to what we have.
Yeah, cause like that's kind of like a never-ending game.
Right, and it's I run the server, so I take the server down, so nothing happens while we're not playing, so they could still see the progression. Well, the big thing I played this week was Minecraft, and
cool.
I'm not quite ready to take back everything bad I said about Minecraft.
But it's getting there.
I can see how it's grown. I'll put it that way. The game that I played initially is so vastly different than what I'm playing on Xbox 360. Which the Xbox 360 version is just the updated PC version. Now the PC version is, I think, like 1 or 2 updates ahead of the Xbox version.
Okay.
So the PC version now has even more than that.
Wow.
But they made a lot of good choices with that, and it is a lot of fun. And for the new year, we might try to do that.
Yeah, that's something I definitely want to do.
It's like the other night.
That'll be our resolution.
We played the non-video game version of Uno, and we killed 2 hours without even thinking about it. Minecraft is exactly like that. Like, you're sitting there chipping away at blocks, and then you're like, oh crap, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
I feel like that when we played Terraria. I'm like,
yeah, it's the same thing. Like, why is it like 12 o'clock at night already? So, yeah, I have been digging into that. I don't want to do too much, especially if we are going to stream it, but I did want to at least get familiar with it.
Okay.
Just
cool.
like, if you get it, we're not going to just jump in and stream right away.
Yeah, we still need to figure out what the hell we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a house out of wood. Creeper came and blew it up, so I rebuilt it. 2 more creepers came and blew it up. You learn design choices, like not to put all your important stuff at the front of the house.
Yeah.
But I finished Far Cry 3, mostly just the story stuff, which I reviewed, and I stand strong by what I rated it. It's going to be one of my Game of the Year contenders.
Oh, nice.
Easily. I'll talk about it later. And of course, World of Warcraft, we rated. Still stuck on that 5th boss. I did get into World of Warcraft Fight Club, though. They call it the Brawlers Guild. And the first rule is you're not supposed to talk about it, but we have a podcast, so I have to talk about it. Pretty much, it's non-group content, which is like the first ever for World of Warcraft. It's solo against, it's one-on-one versus boss monsters, and they all have varying tactics, and it is rough. Like, there are so many things in there. If you have, like, just a moment lapse of, like, just, paying attention, they will destroy you. And I am only at like rank 3, and it goes up to rank 8.
Okay.
So, actually, I think I'm rank 4 now. But like, one of the bosses I came across was a giant giraffe called the Murder Raff.
Is this a player or?
No, it's a boss monster.
Okay.
So there are like set ways you have to beat them, but you have to do so much damage while avoiding so much stuff and doing other stuff. Like it is tough. But the cool thing is, only one person can go at a time, and everybody else is watching you go. So, initially you're like, oh, that sounds terrible. What if I like fail? Which I have. I've died multiple times, and I'm actually pretty well geared, especially compared to some of the other people in there that I watch go. But it does what I think has been missing from World of Warcraft for a while, is it creates that community. Because what we did is we created a group. And it had probably 15 to 20 of us waiting. And like I said, you queue and you wait in line. But that group, then everybody gets all the buffs. So everybody gets all the stuff to help you out. And while you're sitting there watching other people do, of course you're going to start talking to these people, and you're like, oh, well, I'm having trouble with this. And so it really creates like this community. And the nice thing is the invitations are so limited right now. that there's not a whole lot of people in there. So it's
Mm.
like you're always seeing like the same people in there. So the only downside is if you do it after like 7 o'clock, you gotta wait
For the
long.
next fight.
Yeah, like if you queue up, like last night I tried to queue up for one and it was like you were 22nd in line. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna wait that long. So, but it's really fun, and I think they nailed like what they've been missing.
That's cool.
So, but we've got news.
Yeah.
I actually dug up some news. It took me probably like 3 hours last night, but I found some news for us to talk about.
The first tidbit on here is that Oddworld Bunch's Odyssey will be coming to the PlayStation Network December 19th.
That's cool. That's actually the one I didn't play, but I like all the other Oddworld games. And I remember that wasn't that a launch title for the original Xbox?
I think it was. I think it was one.
Yeah. So, but all we played on the Xbox was Halo.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the Xbox is made for.
All right. Well, the other big story is it is Christmas time, and there are discounts everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Steam, like Good Old Games, GOG, has discounted over 475 games till January 3rd. And some of these are significant, like 75 to 80%.
Yeah, I saw like 80% off Telltale games and stuff
Right.
like that.
Yeah, not Walking Dead.
Yeah, not Walking Dead.
But all the older stuff. So I mean, like you bought Back to the Future on PlayStation for what, like 15, 20 bucks?
Yeah, it's probably like it's $15.
Now you can get it for 6.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah, check it out. Good Old Games, GOG.com, goodoldgames.com. They
Mhm.
both go to the same place. They're actually growing in my favorite websites. Like Steam's obviously like the big place to do,
Mm-hmm.
like the online download. But Good Old Games has the good old games on there. And you
Yeah,
get,
it's
like
cool.
the original Baldur's Gate, and they make sure they all run on current operating systems. So.
That's good.
Yeah. Nexon might be making a Ghost in the Shell MMO.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like Ghost in the Shell's probably one of the better known animes, but
Mhm.
an MMO, like that's
Yeah, I mean, I could, it's weird because I can kind of see where they could take it.
right.
Because with not just with the mechs and stuff like that, but like just the community.
Right.
Like, you remember how in Standalone Complex the way the internet was,
Yeah.
and like you go on the internet and like you plugged into different things. I mean, it's just really I could see potential,
Right.
but yeah, it's I don't know how well received it would be over here in the West though. That's the thing. Yeah.
I watch the reruns on Cartoon Network when they come on.
I never finished watching the second run.
That's the second
Okay.
gig. That's-
Second gig,
Yeah,
that's
that's what they play on Cartoon Network now.
Okay, cool.
That show is so hard to follow. You miss like one episode.
Yeah,
you're lost.
you're done. You're done. You gotta
It's like
start. You gotta start.
Evangelion.
You gotta start over from the Ghost in the Shell movie.
Yeah. You just gotta hit the reset button.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Steam launches guides, player guides, on Steam Community, which I don't understand their big move to this. I guess they're trying to keep it like even more inclusive, but like you just go to Game FAQ.
Yeah. I just go there all the time.
It's a beta, but Gabe Newell knows what he's doing, so we'll trust what he's doing.
Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, a game that it has the Metal Gear name attached to it, but I'm not all too thrilled about it. It's going to be getting a demo next month, and it's also available on the Zone of the Enders HD remake. That's on my GameFly list. It's funny because when I added the Zone of the Enders
Right.
reboot thing or
The
HD remix, they specifically gave me a little note that said, the demo doesn't come with it. I'm like, I don't care. I don't
Oh. See, I'm actually interested in this, not as a Metal Gear Rising game.
But as the hack and slash.
Yeah, as a game, I'm interested. Not as a Metal Gear game, but as a game, it looks polished. Like, it looks like it could be fun.
It could be. Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of those.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'll definitely check out the demo, and we'll see how it stacks up against Devil May Cry.
True. Yeah. Did you play that demo yet?
No, I did download it, though.
Okay, cool.
Asheron's Call 2, the long-dead MMO, which, oddly, Asheron's Call is still going. But Asheron's Call 2 is coming back from the dead. The company that runs it is basically pulling up one Asheron's Call 2 server, but you have to be a subscriber to the original Asheron's Call.
Hmm.
Just weird. I've played both, and they were like the first big World of Warcrafty type of MMOs, like the third person. You know,
Okay.
I would say they maybe EverQuest was first, but it was around the same time.
Yeah,
as EverQuest.
that name sounds so familiar for the EverQuest time.
That goes. I should have mentioned that last week. I completely forgot about Asheron's Call.
Hmm.
But I mean, like Asheron's Call 2 only ran from 2003 to 2005.
Okay.
So whereas the first one is still going, and I think that came out in like 2000.
Yeah, that's old.
So
Speaking of Devil May Cry, it's coming out on the PC January 25th. So that's like a week or two after the console version. That's cool that they're supporting that that other system.
yeah. Now you got to worry about how bad of a port it's going to be.
Yeah.
PC, like console games to PC always get a bad rap as like bad ports, and most of the time it's true. Like Darksiders 2 initially was almost unplayable. Dark Souls was unplayable. Or is the second one Dark Souls? I think so.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that came out. That one was initially unplayable. And
Well, you mean Demon Souls, right?
yeah,
Demon. Okay.
whatever the second one was, the more recent one.
Why are you looking at me when you talking about the Bengals?
Yeah. I didn't say anything about the Bengals. Are you calling me out on air? Put them white. Alright, so GameSpy, owned by Glue Mobile, not GameSpy the website, because they are two different entities now, shut down a bunch of servers without notice. A lot of these included like Star Wars Battlefront, Neverwinter Nights. You know, there was a whole host of game servers shut down.
That's cool that people are still playing these games.
Not anymore.
Well, yeah.
So obviously a lot of fans were pissed. They wrote to GameSpy the website, and GameSpy the website's like, you know, this is the first time we're hearing about it because we're different companies now. But they have since, Glue Mobile has since put out that said the reason they shut them down is because those companies weren't paying their bill. So it wasn't them shutting down; it was failure to pay.
Oh.
So that kind of saved their bacon a little bit.
Yeah.
Honestly, like with Steam so prevalent now, I don't see many people actually using GameSpy except for those older games. Like the only game I really remember ever playing on GameSpy was Aliens vs. Predator.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. That's the only game I ever really played on there.
Yep. And that worked amazing, but I missed that game.
Yeah.
Because the new ones since then have been terrible.
Yes.
Aliens vs. Predator 2 wasn't bad initially, and then they put like an expansion pack on it, and that made it terrible. They changed Predators. I was so mad because that's like all I played, and then they initially Predators were just kind of like shadowy, like clear and shadowy. When then the expansion came out, they made them like rainbowy. So like if there were any light, you could see him like plain as day. Yeah, it was stupid. THQ bundle. We talked about this a couple times, but it's done now. So if you didn't get it, sorry. But they raised over $5 million with over 800,000 bundles sold. Basically, the THQ bundle saved their bacon, as I put it.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you know, they're like relevant now, or more so.
Yeah, I mean it's cool because it was really just a lot of their older games, with the exception of Saints Row 3.
Yeah,
which will be my review. But still, it was cool that you get all those games. Like I paid $8 for all those games.
Yeah, for how many games was it in total?
After everything was said and done, I think it was 8 games and DLC for some of the games.
That's cool.
And all of the soundtracks and everything.
Wow. So, which games have you played any yet, or which ones on that are you looking to play?
I'm actually really excited about Red Faction and Company of Heroes because I've never played them. But Dawn of War I've played just because that's a cool RTS. That's it's like a real easy to play.
Now, which Red Faction? The third-person one?
I forget.
Or the original?
I forget. I don't know. Let's see. THQ bundle.
THQ bundle.
The humble THQ bundle. Oh, maybe they're... No, it's done. But let's see. Metro 2033, Red Faction Armageddon. So whatever that was.
Yeah, I think that was the third person one.
So, either way, I'm still excited. But yeah, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Nice.
Plus DLC. So
That's a lot. That's a lot.
that's a lot of games for $8.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, we might be seeing more companies do this kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean that can help save their bacon, get their games out, and you might look forward to more stuff that they're putting out.
Right. Raises awareness.
Now, on the other side of the spectrum, you can spend $8. You can spend like what, $8 for 9 games, or you can spend about 25 grand for every single North American Super Nintendo game.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
If I had the money, I would do that because there are so many. Think about
There
the
are a
games
lot.
that are in there.
Yeah. I mean that's a lot. It's some seller on eBay selling them for that's comes to about what, 34, almost $35 per game overall.
That's not bad.
721 Super Nintendo games. That's a huge collection. You know, I eventually like to get to the point where I can rebuild my collections. You know, like have
nice.
have a little game room and stuff like that You know, that retro system that we saw, like FYE and stuff. I would like to
Right.
get one of those because it'd be easier to to record the games and stuff.
That'd be cool.
But, yeah, I mean,
I got Super Nintendo games.
Oh, there you go.
Not a lot, but I have like I don't have Super Mario World. And that's like all anybody ever wants to play. But I have like Mega Man X. I have like all the core ones, Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
That's insane though. I wish I could get like all of the like the whole collection.
Yeah, and it looks like they got their boxes and everything. This was a serious collector.
Yeah, now, did you actually read where he said basically he wants to sell this so he can just create the Japanese and HAL collections?
Wow,
He basically wants to collect just to collect.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be pretty nice. I still don't think this tops that, what was it, that story we did a couple months ago where the guy had like every...
What was it?
Was it a PlayStation game? Or... It was like every... No, it was everything. It was like every game and every system.
Yeah, I don't even... Dang. When did we do that? Do you still have those show notes?
Probably not.
I remember the story, but it forgets me. Or I forget it.
It was so long ago.
Yeah.
I think it was like everything, though. So...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, well. Alright, PlayStation Plus members. If you are a PlayStation Plus member, you
Used
will...
to be.
Are you still? You just can't play it?
I can't... Well, I think once that it's up, it's just done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but you will get access to the God of War Ascension demo in January. So I might actually fire up the PlayStation.
Yeah, it's been a little dormant.
I
fire it up every once in a while just to watch a video on there.
Yeah, at least it gets some use. I did play Quantum Conundrum on it, and I did have the intention to download BioShock. I cleaned off Room, but I never actually downloaded it.
Yeah, that's one of the games I want to rent to get myself ready for Infinite. I saw some Infinite gameplay, and I'll eventually play through it. I'm not like super excited.
Right. Did you see that they actually hired a girl that cosplayed as the Elizabeth girl? Like, she sent in pictures of her dressed as that girl, and they hired her as like the official face of Elizabeth.
Wow, is that the little girl, or the girl from BioShock?
The older one and the new one.
Okay, that's cool.
We got a question.
What is the question?
PS4 versus Xbox 720. What do you think each gaming console have learned from the previous tier? Well, I think Xbox learned that it better use Blu-ray.
Yeah, better use Blu-ray. I'm tired. Like, when I opened up... Which game did I open up? And I was surprised that it had 2 discs. It was
Mass Effect?
No, not Mass Effect. It was something else. Halo.
Yeah.
I was surprised Halo 4 was on 2 discs. And one of the discs is just completely blank.
Well, it's install data.
Yeah, it's just install data. So, yeah.
Final Fantasy, that was multiple discs.
L.A. Noire that was 3 discs.
Yeah. So Blu-ray is a big one.
Blu-ray is a big one. I think Sony would need to learn, or what the main thing to bring out of this is something with their online community. Because Xbox Live is like leagues ahead of what.
So you think they need to fix their network?
Yeah, they need to fix their network.
I'd agree on that.
They need to fix their network and their community in general. I mean, there has to be a better way that you can like plug in with your friends and stuff like that. I love Xbox Live way more than I did PS3.
Now, they say they think PS4 would need more RAM. I think PS4 would need to reevaluate its whole hardware situation just because of the fact, I mean, RAM was a big one, especially looking at like Skyrim. You can't even play Skyrim on PS3 due to the RAM issue. They can't put anything out DLC-wise. Like, they've actually pretty much given up on the first 2 DLC because of that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I also think that like Microsoft, like I bought my Xbox 360 with that $99 plan. I think they're gonna try a different pricing plan now.
Yeah, I would hope they do that. That's actually one of the next articles that I'm going to be working on for Click Clack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the market for $600 consoles is gone just because of the economy. So I think as a business decision they would probably have learned a lot. Hardware changes.
Hopefully we won't have any red ring of deaths and yellow light of deaths.
Right.
No lights of death, people. So, yeah.
I'm trying to make sense of that. Okay, so a lot of PS3 fanboys say even to this day that PS3 haven't shown its full potential due to the games not supporting 8-core CPUs. That could be true, but I think the capability is there for the developers to use it. But honestly, if they're not going to use it, they're not going to use it. PS3 versus Xbox, we've actually done episodes on that, and you can go back and forth on each one, which one has better hardware, development cycles. I mean,
games.
It really boils down to the developers what they're willing
to put into it. Like there's times where like I really don't think they're. I mean, sure, it'd be great to have a PS4 and an Xbox or a Nextbox.
Right.
You know, it'd be great to have these, but I still think the developers. I mean, if the developers aren't going to be putting into these games what they should be putting into them, what's the point in getting this new stuff out?
Right.
You know, if they're still not pushing what we've got to its potential.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to look at it. Xbox exclusives always look better than multi-platform games. PlayStation exclusives always look better than multi-platform games. And I would honestly say that PlayStation games do look better than Xbox when they're made for PlayStation only.
Yeah, if you The Last of Us, Beyond, what's the other one?
That anime game I showed you.
Yeah, yeah, those games look amazing, you know? But then Halo 4 looks amazing.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this game does look good.
So the Steam gaming console, do you think that'll give them a run for their money?
The Steam machine, yeah.
I'm excited for that. As the PC gamer, I am really excited for that because, I mean, consoles have been moving closer and closer to that direction since Nintendo. I mean, every new console cycle they say, oh, well, consoles are dead, just buy a gaming PC. But that's never going to be accessible.
Nah, I don't got $2,500 just laying around.
Right, and like you're kind of in the middle even in that. Like I can build my own PC, so I can build a decent gaming PC for still only like $800, which is a good amount of money, especially when considered a $200 console. Yeah. So if Steam and Ouya and these new contenders can push that kind of stuff, I'm excited for it. I think especially Steam, because Steam, Valve is so open with the way they do things that it's just going to blow like the whole market open.
Which we could use a little shake-up. If the world doesn't end on Friday next year, I think next year is going to be a good year.
I think so too. All right, so let's see. We got a couple more. Let's see. The last issue of Nintendo Power's out. If you're nostalgic, check that out. Secret World went free to play. after you buy the box. And Borderlands 2 next DLC named but not confirmed.
And Assassin's Creed 3 climbed up to 7 million copies sold. That's the fastest selling Ubisoft game.
And the most disappointing game of 2012. As
I've
by
heard.
almost everybody.
Yeah, I've heard. I'm gonna put that on my GameFly subscription or my list. So.
All right, so our discussion topic will be Game of the Year. So, you want to start?
Okay. Game of the Year. This is kind of like an open forum, and like I can't. If I had to choose one game right now, I'll hold off on it. There were a lot of games, like this is like the first year I got back into gaming. Last year I didn't play as much. This year I got back into, like, Skyrim was, I think, the first big title that I actually played.
Which was last year.
Yeah, which was one of last year's games. So Skyrim helped me get back into games. But after that, I played I think the first game that came out this year that really blew me away was Mass Effect 3.
I'd agree with that. It was definitely the earliest.
Yeah, that came out like in March, it came out in March. So Mass Effect 3, Dragon's Dogma, I love. I want to get that again. I want to own it again. Like I got it for the PS3. Once mine PS3 died, I just gave it to my brother, and he loves it.
Right.
So, Dragon's Dogma. Then it would have to be XCOM.
I can't get away from that game.
XCOM. It's just I'm a huge fanboy of the original. So, it still doesn't hold a torch up to the original.
Right.
But it's still, it's a huge time dump for me. I liked it a lot. It's cool. That Battlefield 3 came out last year. What else? The only other big game, really, was Walking Dead.
What about Halo?
Halo still felt the same for me.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of mine are the same. Mass Effect 3,
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people harped on the ending, but it's about the journey.
Yeah, it's the journey.
Also, Journey was like a popular, since we're talking about it,
Mm-hmm.
it was a popular thing, but neither of us played it. So
yeah.
But yeah, it was all about the journey. So, Walking Dead, we've talked about that.
Yeah, we talked to death.
Very nice. Far Cry 3, that is probably the more recent one that I put on there, just because it did all the stuff that I like to see in shooters, and it looked great, it played great, it was polished. Like, open world games tend to have that problem of bugs and stuff like that, which I never really ran into in Far Cry, except for one helicopter that mysteriously kept exploding.
That's always nice.
Yeah. So, the other big ones was Mist of Pandaria. It's still World of Warcraft. Like, I feel really bad about giving World of Warcraft Game of the Year. Obviously, that's what I sink most of my time into. But it's still World of Warcraft. Now, the new expansion, I think, is probably the best it has been in a couple of years. Maybe even...
That's what it says in the commercials.
4 years, 5 years, So, it is definitely a good step forward for World of Warcraft, but I'd probably have to give it to not Guild Wars 2, not Diablo 3, probably Mass Effect 3 or Walking Dead.
Yeah, Mass Effect 3 or Walking Dead for me as well. Like, as much as I liked XCOM, I wouldn't give it Game of the Year. I wouldn't give that Game of the Year. I still like Dragon's Dogma, but there was just the issues that I had with it. I feel like all the stuff that we said would make Dragon's Dogma 2 really good.
Right. If
it had that, then I'd say Dragon's Dogma.
Right.
But for me, I'd say it has to be a game that really really touched me. So, and that's really Mass Effect 3 or Walking Dead.
Yeah. So, end all be all.
If I had to choose one game, it'd be Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to say Walking Dead too.
Yeah. It's like
for the industry.
Yeah, for the industry. This is the first time I don't want to say a discount game, because but like it's a game that you can get for a bargain.
Right.
was like a contender with some of these like big games. I mean, for us to hold Walking Dead up to Mass Effect, the Mass Effect franchise, the Mass Effect series, that's a pretty big deal.
Right.
So that's really, I mean, I want to give it to Mass Effect, but something's telling me that Walking Dead, it changed things.
Right. Yeah, I completely agree. It Mass Effect was really good, but it wasn't genre defining. It was it might be, but it wasn't at Mass Effect 3. It wasn't game changing.
Yeah.
Like, Walking Dead, no matter who you talk to, unless they really
Hate the game.
have a chip on their shoulder,
They were sad when all those people died.
Right. It was the only game I've ever seen my wife actively want to play since Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
So, yeah, So I'm going with Walking Dead. I'll do my runner-up will be Pandaria.
Miss Pandora.
Yeah.
Okay. My
And then Mass
runner-up.
Effect.
Yeah, my runner-up. My runner-up would be.
Do your time sync. Just say XCOM.
XCOM.
Because that's what I did with mine.
Yeah, it would be XCOM, which I'll be starting a Let's Play for very soon.
The new one?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do it until after my current Let's Play for the original is done.
We need to do a Let's Play together.
With the multiplayer.
Well, I don't know about that, but
No.
like where we just comment on it. Like you play XCOM and then we both comment on it.
Okay.
So I can just make fun of how terrible your moves are.
Oh man.
But you're way better at it than me, so you're the one who are
Who
definitely.
knew? I mean, we'll see.
So since we got Game of the Year out of the way, we talked about some prospects last week. But excuse me, what are some games you're looking forward to next year? Obviously Tomb Raider.
Obviously Tomb Raider. Yeah, Tomb Raider. I'm trying not to hype it up too much, but it's been a while since I was really excited for a game like that. I mean, I was for XCOM, but I was trying to like hold off on anything about any info on it. But Tomb Raider, I'm really big on. Beyond, I'm really big on.
What about Dead Space?
Not as much.
No?
Not as much. I liked the first Dead Space. The second one, I finally got around to like renting it, or buying it and then returning it.
Mr. Survival Horror.
Yeah, it was good, but I'm thinking the third one might be that multiplayer is cool, but I think that online aspect might take away from the atmosphere.
Could be.
Or just having that, because in the original Dead Spaces, or Dead Space 1 and 2, you were, for the most part, you were by yourself.
Well, yeah.
So, but
That's
then,
why it's scary.
Yeah, but if you have that other person with you, it's probably not going to be as scary anymore.
I can see that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll definitely get around to playing it. I also saw that they were doing a Lost Planet 3.
It's supposed to be more like the first one.
Which is good, because I did like the first one.
I never played the second one.
So, let's see, Beyond, Tomb Raider, Last of Us looks really good.
Yeah, that one looks interesting.
That Last of Us is intriguing. Really? Aliens, Colonial Marines. Definitely want to play that.
Yeah.
So, cute. First quarter 2013 is going to be a good one. What about you?
There's like nothing I'm looking forward to.
Besides,
Honestly, Aliens, and probably Tomb Raider.
Cool. Yeah, that's about it.
Alright, so you want to do your review?
Yeah, I'm going to review Tomb Raider Underworld.
That's the one you're playing now, right?
This is the one I'm playing now. But I beat it before. Felt like, since I'm on my Tomb Raider fix, I might as well get it completely out of my system.
Alright, so I got a video for you. Let me get the sound set up. And now that you're all drank up.
Yep, Mountain Dude up. Okay, guys, this is the very first time we're doing a review of a game where we recorded the game footage.
That's exciting. Look at you spending money.
So here I am, I'm just killing some sharks because you mentioned killing sharks in Far Cry, so I wanted that to be the very first clip.
You're just rubbing it in that you get to use guns and I had to use a bow and arrow.
So yeah, basically, okay, I played Tomb Raider Underworld. Good things about this game. Well, wait, this is your review. these are your notes. I'm like, I didn't. I was like, I didn't write that. Okay. It's the game obviously looks amazing. Like in the other show, I talked about how I was so surprised at how the graphics were so impressive. I mean, it's a leap. It's a huge step over the first second era Tomb Raider game. As you all know, Tomb Raider came out back in '96 for PlayStation, Saturn, and all that. Then it became an exclusive, but that's when the game was developed by Core Design. When Crystal Dynamics took over, they did Tomb Raider Legend. That was their first game, and it was good, but it seemed very linear. One of the things that's better about this game is that it didn't have that linear aspect to it. Like the Tomb Raider Legend had that first-person shooter syndrome, where you would
go forward.
Yeah, just go forward. Yeah, to get a cutscene, do that. Right here, I'll get to one of my quirks with the game was the combat. You're really just jumping around. It's just kind of hokey, and it's just aiming on it. If all you got to do is hold down a left trigger, and you would basically auto aim on anything, and it creates a really jerky. See how the camera's just going around? It's like.
Yeah, the animation for this game is a lot worse than I remember it. Just the rolls and stuff, they don't look like fluid.
Believe it or not, these animations are better than Legend.
Wow.
Because these were the first ones that were actually motion capped. So I mean, that was my one quirk with the game, the combat. I mean, Tomb Raider has always suffered from the series has always suffered from the combat because of the controls. Which is one good thing with the reboot that they're doing is because there is no auto aim anymore. It's all free aim now, kind of like just other games.
Any other game ever.
Basically, any other game ever. Let's see, it's improvement over Legend. No linear design. The graphics look good. I like the textures. The water effects are amazing. The story. I mean, this is actually the first Tomb Raider game that's a direct sequel to a previous Tomb Raider game. All the other Tomb Raider games were like standalone Indiana Jones type things, or Monster of the Week for X-Files.
Right.
So this is, I mean, in this game, Laura she lost her mother. You find out she lost her mother in the first one because she got transported to Avalon. So she found Excalibur and the Sword of the Stone and all kinds of things like that. In this game, you're looking for Thor's hammer. Yeah, I had to use that one. Thor's hammer and his gloves and everything. I mean, I like how they had that Norse mythology in there. Other than that, oh yeah, I mean, the gameplay sequences were really cool. They got rid of QuickTime events. See how the camera's slowing down right here?
Yeah. Just slow-mo.
Yeah, just slow-mo. You have to react to something. They did bring the the motorcycle back, but I hated the motorcycle sequences in Tomb Raider Legend, but they did it more like how you use the motorcycle or any vehicle in the older Tomb Raider games where, you had kind of like a it's not open world, but you're able to decide where you go and to handle puzzles. Very reminiscent of the original Tomb Raider games. And you got your climbing and everything, so yeah. Really cool. Yeah.
So then what would you give it?
I would give Tomb Raider Underworld. It is
as a launch Xbox 360 title.
No, Legend was.
Oh, Legend
was.
Okay.
This title, I mean, I think it's the best Tomb Raider game out there.
Okay.
I would give it an 8.5.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So you're still working on that one, right?
Still working on it.
Okay. How much further do you think you got?
I want to say maybe a couple levels. 2 or 3 maybe. I'm getting close to the end. I just found Thor's belt. So I got both gloves and his belt.
You're assembling an Avenger.
Basically, yeah. All I need now is the hammer.
Oh, well, that's the most important part.
Mm-hmm.
So, alright, well, my review is going to be Saints Row 3.
There we go.
Okay, now that XSplit has figured out what it's doing, this is Saints Row 3. It's basically just a picture on the wall. But Saints Row 3 is basically an open-world GTA-style game that doesn't take itself seriously at all, as you can pretty much tell just by looking at it. It's developed by THQ. It came out actually last year, and I actually played it pretty close to when it came out. The good stuff is it's pretty much the best open world action game I've played. I'd even put it in terms of like enjoyability factor above Grand Theft Auto 4. It was just a lot of fun to play, and of course, a lot of that has to do with it doesn't take itself seriously.
It's just
at
craziness,
all.
yeah.
So, but the stuff that it does well. Like you like the Tron guns.
Mm-hmm.
The graphics, I mean, they look crisp, clean. The music is great. The music is actually really good in this game because you have like the audio tracks that they pick from the soundtrack. Bless you.
Damn.
Like you can, like any game, you can choose what radio station you're listening to and stuff like that. But they pick songs from that station and play it during a mission. Like specific missions have specific songs that really line up well with it. So that's pretty cool. Side missions, obviously, as an open world game, there's a lot to do. But side missions are actually pretty like fun and varied. Like I think it's Professor Genki's like Murder Bowl, which is basically puts you in like an obstacle course where you have to basically kill people for points. So that's really cool. And then of course like the Tiger Escort. That's really funny. It harkens to like The Hangover, where you got to drive a car with a tiger in it, but you got to try not to piss the tiger off while you're driving. So it'll make you go faster and slower as you go along. So it's a lot of fun. It's for last year. It probably would have been one of my game of the years, at least nominees.
Yeah.
There are some bad things with it. The story is a little boring. Oh, that guy's got the octopus launcher. That's pretty cool. Basically, if you shoot somebody with that octopus, it'll take over their mind and they'll fight for you.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. But the story, like I said, is a little boring, and the plot twists are definitely very easy to
see coming.
Yeah. So, and there are a couple of main characters that die pretty early on.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to give it away too much, but him and her and them revive your homie. Basically, them being not part of the cast is missed.
It kind of it was just weird.
Yeah. So, and the one really, really bad thing is there are some game-stopping bugs. Even now, still, there are still some game-ending bugs that THQ just hasn't addressed. So, it's definitely one of the most fun games I've ever played. Like, I can sit there and play it for hours, just like most open-world games. I think this is the game where they finally figured out that, hey, we're not going to try to be GTA anymore. We're going to, not take ourselves seriously. We're just going to be a fun game. And they do it right. So, with the bugs, I got to knock them down a bit, just because there are certain points with the bugs that, like, in order to get past them, they're so bad that you have to, like, uninstall all the patches, play it, and then reinstall all the patches. So, with that, I'd give them a 7.5 out of 10. If they fix the bugs, it'd be a much higher score. I'd give them probably an 8.5 out of 10, or a 9 out of 10 even. It's a good game.
Cool. So, yeah, when you were playing it, I remember enjoying a lot of what I saw.
Running around with a giant dildo.
A dildo saber.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that was just craziness. And that one mission where you're like falling through the airplane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, skydiving or whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was just craziness.
Well, that's it. That's the end of the year.
We'll be back next year, probably with some new graphics.
New graphics. Keep an eye on the website. We still have content coming out. I'm not going to change the release schedule on any of my stuff, and I doubt you are.
Nah.
Because you just want to get that stuff
out. Get it out there.
So, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out the website. All that stuff will be in the outro, so I don't know why I'm really, talking. So, wrong button. Let's see. There we go. So, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah,
Kwanzaa.
Happy Holidays. Be safe. Don't do anything
Stupid. And don't die at the end of the year, or in the world,
Right.
under the world.
Also, there will be a end of the year party everywhere, and I have a bunker ready, but I'm not going to tell you because I don't want you guys there. But when the giant robots invade, I'm ready. So
Go out with a bang.
hopefully not. All right, so let's get all this stuff set. See ya.
Adios.
Gamers Digest is a Spider-One and Mr. Factastic production. All characters and games are owned by their respective companies and are used under the Fair Use Law. Check out Gamers Digest at gamersdigest.me, on YouTube under Gamers Digest Podcast, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter at The Gamers Digest. Viewer questions and comments can always be sent to gamersdigestpodcast@gmail.com. See you next week.